What's going on, YouTube? Back with another video. I know it's been a minute, but we are back dropping content. I'll be back dropping content. So with that being said, make sure you guys subscribe if you're new and turn on the notifications so when I drop these videos, you know when they're coming. Now, today what we're going to talk about, if you saw the title, the SaaS apocalypse. What is happening with crypto? Everybody is panicking, but it's nothing but just like a repositioning, repricing on risk assets. Now, before I hop into what's actually taking place, I want you guys to know that this has nothing to do with crypto itself. There's not any policies or any new regulations that's causing this sell-off in crypto markets. I honestly think it's going to calm down a bit. We may get a little bit more bleed, but we definitely may get a relief rally in these markets. Do I think we are in a bear market for crypto? Yes, it's a clear picture that we are in a bear market, which is not bad. It's definitely going to create opportunities for people who miss out on the last bull run cycle, but the next bull run cycle is going to take some time. But I definitely will say put it on your watch list. Do not try to sell these lows, because if you're trading with leverage and you're trying to sell these lows, those rallies can still liquidate you. So now let's take a look at what problem caused this to happen. So Business Insider, they dropped the article, and also Forbes dropped the article that talks about the issue. I'll go through them and we can take a look at them together. So Business Insider stated, here's what smart people are saying about a software apocalypse. Stocks are sliding for the third day. This article came out yesterday. Stocks are sliding for the third day amid a software-related sell-off. Recent AI advancements have undermined some investors' faith in established software names. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, ARM CEO Rene Haas, and former Microsoft executive Steven Sinofsky, however you pronounce his name, are skeptical of the market's reaction. Not everyone in finance and tech is so on the idea that AI is going to kill the software business. Wall Street fears of AI-related disruption has been driving a sell-off of software stocks after the release of Anthropic new industry-specific plugin. If you don't know about that plugin, it's a plugin that pretty much replaced these legendary or these traditional software companies like Salesforce, ServiceNow, Intuitive, all of these big, massive companies, all these legal companies. The plugin was like 11 plugins that pretty much just do tasks that these big companies are doing. So from NVIDIA CEO dismissing the concern to Zoohoo's founder acknowledging the industry is ripe for consolidation, which makes sense. Here's what leaders in tech and finance are saying. The CEO of NVIDIA has said software is a tool for AI to use rather than replace. There's a notion that the tool industry is in decline and will be replaced by AI. He also said during a recent event, you could tell because there's a whole bunch of software companies whose stock prices are under a lot of pressure because somehow AI is going to replace them. It is the most illogical thing in the world, and time will prove itself. Now, he could be right, he could be wrong. And where I think he's wrong at is more about the evaluations of these companies. Yes, they won't replace them, but I don't think that the evaluations match where they're currently at. And that's also what could be leading to the sell-off. So investors are just pulling back and expecting it to consolidate. Consolidate means it finds a low and it finds a high and it just trades in between that range and it's just repricing. Now, y'all, I'm not going to dive too deep into this, but this is pretty much what caused the crypto sell-off. When tech stocks start to fall, they bleed over into crypto. That's just what has happened. Nothing too crazy at all. Now, if we take a look at these markets and what they've been doing, if we go to the monthly on Bitcoin, Bitcoin is starting to find some, sorry about that, guys. Bitcoin is starting to find some support right around that resistance from the last range that it broke out of. Now, do I think we can fall a little bit lower? Yes, but it all depends on, oops, wrong thing. It all depends on how long this SaaS situation continue, or if this is the trigger to something else. So if I measure my field from the low to the high, we are already testing below the 50% correction of that last, from the rally that we had from the all-time high. So nice 50% correction, what was expected. Can we fall a little bit lower? I think we can. Do I think it's just going to be a straight fall down to 30K, 40K, 30K, 20K? No. The next big area of support is right below this support, where we got these rejections over here with these wicks. So I wouldn't be surprised if we fall down into this zone. But then once we fall into that zone, I'm sure we may get a nice relief rally, because this is crypto. We can fall lower and we can bounce back up before we continue to go lower if the bull cycle is completely done. So that's why I said, don't try to catch the falling knife, because if you're trying to catch the falling knife, it can fall lower, and then it literally can rally if you're selling it low with leverage, and then it breaks back up above 70, and now you think the bull run is back, and then you get liquidated from your shorts. So the best thing to do right now, you just have to sit on your hands and wait for that relief rally to happen, or just know where you're going to get out if you want to short. I'm not here. You manage your risk. You do what you do. But from perspective from the fib, the 61.8 is kind of holding. We'll see on the, let's go to the daily. Yeah, we literally are rejecting it. But like I said, y'all, that level cannot hold. That level can break. I just wanted to say that. But look at that 200-day. That's how high we can rally back up. So we can rally back up to about 96K, even if we fall lower. So sellers and buyers can still get liquidated based on where we're at right now. I just like to look at it on the monthly. It's just a clearer picture. So the recent sell-off just came from the SaaSpocalypse. Now that can be the trigger into something else. We already have interest rates staying high. Feds aren't looking to cut. We still have global debt. That's a problem. It's just a ton of issues that can be like a ripple effect from that software problem. Same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum really didn't break those previous all-time highs from 2021. So here we just pretty much consolidating just in a wide range. But if this bull market is over, then we may get this bottom again right here, or maybe even right here, and it just consolidate back up to 215, back down to 118. But there is a chance that we can get close back down to 1,000. Do I think we're gonna break 1,000? I don't know. I honestly don't think so. But don't wait too low. Well, if we start to bottom, then it can get to 1,000 and bounce off, and then come back to 1,000, bounce off, and just consolidate. So that's kind of what I would expect. Solana, same thing. All of these cryptos look the same. Solana didn't break too much of that all-time high from 2021 either. And then we have that resistance over here. And it's just the same thing. Do I think Solana can go lower? I think Solana can definitely go lower. And like I said, if the bull cycle is over, then expect crypto to just consolidate. That's it. But something's telling me that we may get those pushes, in a short-term push in these cryptos. unless Bitcoin just continue to fall. And then if the bull run is over, it's just over. It's nothing we could do. XRP, if you guys can see, this is why I like high time frames. They all look the same. This is that resistance. Here we go. Over here. Yeah. So if this is a if Bitcoin breathe, these other cryptos are going to bounce. They are going to bounce. If Bitcoin get a breathe, then these cryptos can come back up and bounce. So just be prepared for that. Do not sell too low on these markets, because if the Anthropic thing happened on January 30th, they start bleeding for a couple of days. Now everybody is panicking and starting to sell, or realizing, or they got liquidated. Some of these people are going to have hope to buy that dip. And those people who buy that dip, those people may not get liquidated if we don't fall down to that 40, 50K level. But if we fall down there, I'm sure leverage traders getting liquidated. And then that's when we may get that bounce. But we still are in an area where we can bounce from here. Like I said, Bitcoin is down at the 61.8 on the monthly. So that is a level that markets will reject. But we just have to see. We have to see where this month closes. We can fall all the way as low to 50K, which I think we probably will. And then the month close above 72. That is also possible. That is crypto for you. And then LTC, Litecoin. This is what I mean when I say they'll just consolidate over a while. But I think this bad boy can go low. That resistance is over here. It's all the way down there at that bottom. Real sneaky. So that bad boy still can come lower. That can fall another 77% from the current price. So yeah, that's pretty much what we got for these markets when it comes to crypto. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. The other article was Forbes. I don't want to dive too deep into it, but if you want to take a look at it, I'll drop the link to both of these articles, the Business Insider and the Forbes article, in the description of this video, so you can take a look at them. But this is what caused it. Some people are saying that this is just the beginning. You know how these markets are. This could be a 1 week thing, or like I said, it can trickle over into other things. We have NFP that come out next week that can add fuel to a strong labor market. It's just so many things that could happen. So the best thing for you is to be risk aligned appropriately, or at least have a plan to know what you're doing. But like I said, everybody eyes is on Bitcoin. I definitely think Bitcoin can come back up to that 200-day easily, because it's been respecting it. We got close to it, we failed. Boom. We came back up to it, we failed. Now we can go back up to it. Let's see how I look on the weekly. We broke the 200 down the weekly. Now if we close below that 200 down the weekly, we could probably bleed into next week. But if not, then like I said, we can get that rally back up to 95, 96. So do not try to sell this too low. You already missed it. Like I said, the only way I would probably buy a short term if we get down to like 40K, 50K in that zone. And then you'll probably rally back up to like 96K. So that's all I got for y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. But this is nothing to panic about. I just want to show y'all one more thing before we get off of here. If you look on a 12-month, Bitcoin usually a Bitcoin cycle usually lasts about 3 to 4 years, right? So from the low of January 2022, it rallied all the way up into January. what was that? Yeah, that was January 2022. It rallied all the way up to January 2025. So that's almost about 3 years. So that looks like a full cycle. So that's why I said we can continue to fall lower if this bull cycle is really done with. But markets don't fall in a straight line. They still breathe. They go up and down, even though it's in a downtrend. That's just what happens. So you need to catch them when they rally. So we could, like I said, we could just be coming to the end of a bull cycle, and institutional investors are backing back. Traders are getting liquidated. Cash is just, people are just selling their risk assets and they're moving over to cash, because these tech stocks, these software stocks took a hit. TRI, that is crazy. This is nasty. And this is why I think we can go lower, but we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if these also can get a nice little relief bounce. It's testing the 200-day on the monthly, so this is kind of like a break a make moment, because look at this whole wick over here. If that wicks down to there, Bitcoin is definitely going down a bit lower. But we'll see. Maybe that 200-day can hold on the monthly, but on the weekly, it has lost itself. It definitely has lost itself. So, eyes on tech stocks. If tech stocks continue to bleed, let's go look at NASDAQ. Oh, y'all, let me remove this. NASDAQ is still slowly, we getting somewhere. Let's go to the daily. Still holding that 200-day on the daily. It's been holding that bad boy since April of last year. If NASDAQ loses this 200-day, yeah. It's just, that's going to bleed definitely over into crypto and metal some more. So definitely keep your eyes on that. It's just crazy if this crypto cycle is really over with. And I'll tell you this, if you missed that last cycle, you better be finding ways to get cash so you can buy this next cycle. Because 2030 is going to be some millionaires off of small investments. So be a part of that for sure. That's all I'll say. Y'all, that's all I got for y'all today. Like I said, make sure you turn on your notifications, subscribe to the channel so you get the next video. But don't panic. When markets fall, they create opportunities. That's just what they do. When they trend, there's nothing you can do but just know when you need to get out.